Dan the Natural Man Show. Hey everyone, it's Friday again. And I just got a message, but I don't have time to come to the phone right now because right now I want to talk about cycling. Now I talk along this channel about strength training and doing some form of cardiovascular work that you enjoy. And I don't usually push anything on anybody, but I've been working out for years and years, and I've done a lot of different things. I used to jog a lot, which I do like. I like to jog. I used to do a lot of ellipticals and other machines, treadmills, walking, hiking, although I still like all those things. But I started cycling about 7 years ago, and it has quickly became my favorite mode of cardiovascular exercise. I'll get this later. Anyway, the reason being, it's very enjoyable, it's very smooth, and what I mean by very smooth is, if you've ever ran or jogged, you realize that it jars your body. It jars your ankles, your knees, your hips, even your lower back. And a lot of people can start to develop pain from such a jarring exercise. So if you are a runner and you're having a lot of pain, I recommend try cross training with cycling, because cycling offers no impact on your knees, hips, or ankles. It's beautiful. There's no impact on the body, and once you get a good bike fit and you maintain a good position on the bicycle, you can ride pain-free pretty much. I mean, you have days where you hurt, but I have days where I hurt, but I also lift a lot of heavy weights as well. Somebody that doesn't lift a lot of heavy weights probably wouldn't hurt as much. But that's one benefit from cycling. No impact on the knees, hips, or ankles, or feet, or back. Which over time, if you're a runner, I've seen some runners that ran for years and years actually cripple themselves because they never cross-trained. They just ran every day. Your body can't handle that because your body cannot heal if you run every single day. It's just like lifting weights, okay? So some of the other benefits of cycling, of course, it has benefits comparable to other cardiovascular exercise. Is a good stress reliever. I'm blessed enough to live by Ladaga Trail. It's a railed trail. It was a railroad track, and now it's a bike trail. And there's some beautiful scenery. It takes you back in some of the most beautiful wilderness I've ever seen. And that is very tranquil. And it's been shown that spending time in nature can lower your cortisol, lower your blood pressure, lower your blood sugar, make you feel better overall. So that's one benefit. Stress relief. Good stress relief. Of course, number two, lowers your blood pressure. You're having trouble lowering your blood pressure. If you start to cycle, on a consistent basis, after a few months, you may drop your blood pressure 5 or 10 points. Especially if you change your diet to a plant-based diet as well, and make sure you're drinking enough water and getting enough sleep and getting enough stress relief. Okay. Another benefit of cycling is it's fun. It's fun. I mean, that's why I like it, because it's actually enjoyable. It feels like being a kid again. I think if you're my generation, growing up in the 80s, you realize that kids these days, you don't really see a lot of kids out riding their bicycles or running around or swimming or jumping. You don't see that anymore. But when we were kids, we ride our bicycle everywhere. And it's good to be on a bike again, okay? It reminds me of childhood, which is comforting in some ways. If you have blood sugar problems, riding a bicycle can help you lower your blood sugar, especially if you're really getting to riding where you ride consistently, maybe an hour a day or so. Do some hill climbs, do some intervals where you ride fast. That can definitely increase your insulin sensitivity, which means your body will be able to utilize its blood sugar in a more effective manner. That's my next point is, how much should you cycle? I would say at least 30 minutes 5 times a week. But as far as cycling goes, I think you should work up to an hour 5 times a week. Cycling is not as, well, I already said it's not as hard on the body. And I found a sweet spot, an hour, 4 to 5 times a week works really well for me. It keeps me very fit. I feel healthy. Keeps my blood sugar running well. Keeps my blood pressure down. Helps with my stress levels. So that's another reason. I think that cycling isn't as strenuous as running per se, depending on what kind of cycling you're doing. If you're cycling on a flat road like I do, I say 1 hour of flat road cycling is probably equivalent to 30 minutes of hard jogging to running. That's why I say an hour. Now if you're a cycler, you like to go do hills and you like to sprint, 30 minutes would be equal to 30 minutes of running. But I'm more of a laid back. I mean, I probably average 15 to 18 miles an hour, and I'm mostly flat. I have 2 hills coming back home, but they're not that steep. So I recommend working up to an hour a day, 5 times a week. I would recommend taking 2 days a week off at least from any kind of working out, because your body has to have time to recover, to heal from the workout, cortisol to come back down, and just the muscles have to have rest to heal, no matter what you're doing. The last but not least, as far as getting a bicycle, I do not recommend, and I'm no bike snob, and I understand budgets. I'm on a budget too. Dan the Natural Man is not rich by any means, or any stretch of the imagination, but Walmart bicycles aren't worth your money. They're not any good. They'll never stay in tune. They're heavy. If you get one of those, you'll hate cycling and it will not become a habit for you. Besides, I went to Walmart last week and they had a bicycle that was $400. So even the Walmart bicycles are going up and they're not worth it. They're not any good. So what I recommend is, especially if you're on a budget, buy a good used bicycle. A good used one. You can get a good used one if you look around Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, other websites like that. You can find one between $400 and $500. Comparable to that $400 Walmart bicycle that isn't any good. So you spend $400 or $500, stay with a brand Specialized, Cannondale, Giant. Am I leaving anything out? Probably. But you know, the good brands, and they are worth the money. If you get a good brand bicycle, they'll stay in tune. They're smooth. They're easy to ride. They just glide. I'm talking about robots glide across the pavement. It's like no effort. They hold their value. They last for years, and you will enjoy riding it. I do recommend getting a lightweight bicycle, whether it's a road bike or a hybrid, because they're very efficient and it makes them fun to ride. It makes you want to ride them. Because I really wanted to talk about cycling today, because exercise for most people, they have to make themselves do it. They have to drive themselves up and make themselves do it. But if you get a good bicycle, a lot of people get addicted to it and actually want to go exercise. So that's why I think cycling is a good form of cardiovascular exercise. So I hope you found this video helpful. Like it and share it. Please subscribe to my channel. Check out my page, danthenaturalman.com. And remember, until next time, keep it natural.